Apologies for the technical difficulties. We're back here for game 2 here in Corvallis, the Elks and the Knights. To open up this ball game, Eli Pupo struck out looking, and Richie Klosik was hit by a pitch. But we're now all good to go. Jace Miller digging in on the right side. The 0-1. Fastball misses up and away. Starter tonight for the Corvallis Knights is Creighton Tuzio. Tuzio, 6'7", 235-pound righty from Clarinda, Iowa, and an Iowa Western transfer. The 1-1 with one out. Swung on and missed. Miller way out in front. Jace looking to get things going with the bat. Been encouraging signs as of late. Feels like he's turning a corner with that approach in the box. And back here at Goss Stadium, the place he called home for school in 2026. Throw over to check on Klosik on one hop. Porter with the dig. The defense behind Creighton Tuzio tonight. Siegel, Medina, and Colella in the outfield. Cruz and Severns on the left side of the infield. Renson, Porter on the right side, with Dakota Chun doing the catching. Tuzio's 1-2. Big breaking slider that misses well outside, collected by Chun. In case you missed the game last night, it was a pitcher's duel. Both sides threw some quality arms. On the Elk side, Patrick Galvin had a solid start. Neil Burtis got the start for Corvallis. But the bullpen for them really told the story. Tuzio, long pause and the pitch. Fastball line into left field and down for a base hit. Richie Klosik moves up to second. And the Elks have 2 runners on base to start this ballgame. Sometimes a free pass opens that door and gives you the possibility of creating a rally. And the Elks did that after Jace Miller's knock. Bringing up Cam Beck. Creighton Tuzio, a new Corvallis Knight. This is just his second appearance. Knights in their all-white pinstripe uniforms, black caps. Elks in their all-black pinstripes. Tuzio fires to Beck, and it misses outside. Cam Beck, also an Oregon State Beaver, both him and Miller back-to-back in this lineup. Beck looking to get things going, just batting .228 with 3 runs batted in, but endless power from the right side. Tuzio delivers. Fastball swung on and missed at the top of the zone. Home plate umpire tonight is Taylor Schneider. On the bases, Bryce Reeves. Those two switching from a night ago. And we got started right on time, just like yesterday at 6:35. Peek back at second from Tuzio. One more look at Klosik and his 1-1. Slider misses away. You don't want to look back at these early opportunities if you're Bend and wonder what if. They did so yesterday in the second inning when they set the table, bases loaded, nobody out, and they were only able to scratch one across. 2-1. Swung on and missed. Beck is late. Cam Beck has struggled with the swing and a miss in the middle of that strike zone and will now have to protect. On deck is Brady Pettit, and it's Goodman, Salvione, Smith, and Murphy to round out the Elks starting 9 on this Wednesday night. Tuzio's 2-2. Slider runs down and away, and a big pitch coming up here early. Although we're just in the first inning. Klosik on second, Miller on first, full count, 1 out to Cam Beck. Creeping in at third is Cruz. As Tuzio finds the seam and now comes set in his beige glove. The payoff pitch. Popped up foul and out of play beyond home plate. Beck stays alive. Caught up with Cam Beck pregame. Full circle moment for these Oregon State guys to be back in this building at Goss Stadium. Beck thrilled to step foot back where it began his freshman year at Oregon State. Sun poking through the heavy clouds on the 3-2. Fastball misses away, ball 4. Tuzio with a long look in. He thought he had strike 3 and wanted that from Taylor Schneider. Is now manager Brooke Knight's going to call time and have a chat with home plate umpire Taylor Schneider. That is the second free pass of the inning, and they're loaded with 1 out. Knight will now go out with Schneider to the mound and check on Creighton Tuzio. I wonder if this has to do with a potential injury. The entire infield on the mound with him as Brady Pettit stares on to the left side of the batter's box, getting ready for a big moment. Klosick on third, Miller on second, Beck on first. And Knight having a conversation with Tuzio close up, but now will depart, and it looks like Creighton Tuzio will stay in the game. All right, Brady Pettit's turn with the sacks packed. The San Diego State commit out of St. Mary's has been heating up. Tuzio delivers to Pettit. Fastball misses way outside, and Shun has to catch it on the backhand. Pettit with an average over 300 in just 9 games with the Elks. But 3 runs batted in. And in yesterday's game was seeing it well. 1 for 2 at the dish. 1-0 to Pettit, not close. And Creighton Tuzio cannot find the strike zone. This must have had to do with injury, that initial mound visit, because now Tuzio will limp off the rubber. And I believe Brooke Knight is going to the bullpen. Creighton Tuzio's night is done. Was utilized at Iowa Western as a reliever and a starter. But something not right mechanically, and Tuzio knew it, forcing him to be pulled. He does not get through a full inning. Brady Pettit will face a new arm when we come back just in this first inning. The bases are loaded with 1 out in a 2-0 count. A tough spot to inherit on Bend Elks YouTube after this. So a peculiar circumstance, Jack Galanita coming into this game for the injured Creighton Tuzio, who is not able to get through an inning due to injury. And it'll bring up Brady Pettit in a big spot here. If you remember, before Creighton Tuzio exited, he threw 2 pitches. So Jack Galanita, the righty out of George Fox, will pitch in a 2-0 count, and nowhere to put him, immediately having to come into Brady Pettit, who can sit dead red. The pitch. Slider misses up. 3-0. Just like that, 1 pitch away from the Elks getting on the board here in the first inning. Klosick, Miller, and Beck, the runners from third to first. Infield is back. Galanita delivers, and he walked him on a fastball down and away. It brings in Richie Klosick. The Elks strike first, 1-0 on the RBI base on balls. How about that? Just a lack of command on Corvallis' side. A lot of free passes, which plagued the Elks last night. The Elks will absolutely take it on a platter. Bringing up Will Goodman. Galanita fires. Fastball. Goodman's late. Goody had a good batting practice today. The Bend, Oregon native seeing the ball better. Second on the team and runs batted in with 10. 0-1. Breaking ball fouled away beyond home plate. Goody was not in there yesterday. All season long has had that nagging back injury that has made it impossible for him to play 2 games in a row. Has struggled with the swing and miss, but looking for a ball in the outfield here. The 0-2, and he strikes out. Swing it. The second K of the inning. The first for the new pitcher, Jack Galanita. Bringing up Vinny Salvione. You get shades of yesterday in the second inning when the Elks were just able to push across 1 when they had the bases loaded. You need more in spots like this. And you go to Yvette and Vinny. The pitch. Slider misses down and away. With runners in scoring position, this Elks team offensively has struggled mightily. Salvione, 3rd year with the team, and used to moments like this. The 1-0. Slider called a strike at the top of the zone. Salvione from just outside of Portland. The majority of his baseball career coming in this great state, and then last year was at Bowling Green in Ohio. 1-1. Slider misses low. He's only played in 8 games this year, but is batting over 300. Has been dealing with an ankle injury. That's the story about these Elks up and down. A lot of these guys banged up here late in the summer. Hitters count. The pitch. Down and away. 3-1. And once again, these Corvallis Knights in a spot where they have to throw a strike. Three and one the count. 2 outs. Bases loaded. Already 1-0 Bend. Galanita fires. A fastball that's grounded sharply, and it kicks off the glove of Cruz into shallow left field. Miller comes in to score, and it's 2-0 Elks on the error from the man at the hot corner. How about it? A ball that was hit hard. Cruz cannot handle it third, and it should have been a ground ball that ends the inning. Instead, it's an error that keeps it going. And Hayden Smith will get to hit with them loaded. 2 runs in this first inning for the Elks. Hunting more. Galanita, his pitch is a fastball that's called a strike. Last night's game was a quick one because of the pitcher's duel. The Elks, prior to tonight, in the last 3 games, just 1 run combined. 0-1 to Smith. Swung on and missed. Down 0-2. Galanita. Slider misses low, blocked by Chun. Hayden Smith got the start yesterday in the squad and doubled in his first at-bat. Something similar here would do the trick. They're shading him to the opposite field side. The outfield in Medina. 1-2. Slider tapped foul over third base, and Cruz gave it a chase by Johnny Kemp over there at third. First base coach Wes Harper. Beck, Pettit, and Salvione around the horn. This entire inning fueled off of Corvallis mistakes. 1-2. Slider popped up. Foul territory, third base side. Cruz near the net, and it just goes foul. 2 rows back to give Hayden Smith another chance. Smith waggling the all-black bat from the right side. Galanita comes set from the first base side. His 1-2. Slider line down the left field line and foul. Just hooking that way as Smith was out in front of it. Elks enter this game 10 games below 500 and needing to get that offense going. You can't ask for a better start than this first inning with already 2 across. But a base hit would make it a crooked number. The backstop out of Glendale Community College, committed to Utah. 1-2. Fastball fouled away, and Smith will not go away. He just keeps on battling up there, making Galanita work. This will be the 19 pitch thrown in relief for Jack Galanita, working hard. His pitch. Slider. Blooped. Shallow left. Down for a base hit. Beck's going to score. Pettit's getting the wave. The throw from Cruz is up the line. Caught by Chun, but tag cannot be applied. Smith moves up to second. Salvione up to third. A 2 RBI single for Hayden Smith. And the Elks have blown this game open in the first. It's 4-0. What a frame this has been for the Bend Elks. Now Jackson Murphy. The pitch to Murph is a heater that's called a strike on the outer third. Trevor Kaiser, who's waiting in that dugout ready to come out. If you're in his shoes, you cannot think of a dream world that's better than this. 0-1. Murph fouls it right back. Before you even toe the rubber, able to have 4 runs of support. And the Elks have been looking for that timely hit. Who can come up with it? It's Hayden Smith here in the first, and it's on a ball that was capped off the end of the bat. Overshift on for Murphy. The 0-2. Changeup misses down and away. Salvione on third and Smith on second. Murphy, the outfielder out of UC Davis. 1-2 with 2 outs. Fastball skied to deep right field. Deep chase for Colella. In the alleyway, it's down. 2 runs are going to score. Murphy up to second. It's a 6 spot into first for these Elks. Blowing this game wide open. What an effort so far. All 9 batters have come to the dish. And that dugout is live. Stepping up now is Eli Pupo. 6-0 before Corvallis can even take the field, and Pupo squares to bunt and goes around. It all started with a hit by pitch by Richie Klosick after Pupo struck out to start this game. A single by Miller, a walk by Pettit, an RBI walk from the next man, and from there they took off. 0-1 changeup misses low. But for Jackson Murphy to come up with a hit like that, just 3 runs batted in, an average under 200 coming into that at-bat. Incredible. He got a pitch over the middle of the zone and took full advantage. Galanitas 1-1. Fouled right back. Last night, this Corvallis Knights bullpen completely shut the Elks down. It was Nate Marshall to Michael Kozderka. They went 5 innings combined, struck out 9, gave up no hits and no walks. But Galanita, the first guy out of the bullpen, tough go of things. 1-2 to Pupo. Slider misses down and in. Thunderstorms overhead all afternoon. Heavy lightning in the area, and the Elks have brought their own thunder on a Wednesday night here at Goss. Galanitas 2-2. Fastball skied to left center field with some carry, but Medina, the center fielder, moves over to make the catch. That'll end the inning. You cannot ask for much more, though. The Bend Elks in the opening inning of this game, a 6 spot, and it's 6-0. Trevor Kaiser taking the mound with a whole lot of run support when we come back on Bend Elks YouTube. Welcome back to Goss Stadium as Trevor Kaiser fires in a fastball that misses away. What an opening frame to this game. The Elks score 6. That's their most runs in a game since that Yakima game ages ago, as the 1-0 is grounded into the 3-4 hole and past the shifted Salvione for a base hit. Diego Cruz gets things going for the Corvallis Knights. That brings up Ethan Porter. But to have an offensive effort like that, incredible. And it was just 6 runs on 3 hits. Called a strike on Porter, who went around 0-1. Ethan Porter and Trevor Kaiser, both Oregon State Beavers, back here at Goss for the summer now, competing against one another. 0-1. Fastball misses up and in tight. Trevor Kaiser standing at 6'6", 225 pounds, from West Richland, Washington. Last through versus Portland on June the 13th in a gritty outing. Game 2 of that doubleheader. 1-1. Fastball hit well into straightaway center field. Moving over to his left is Pupo, and he makes the catch. 1 gone. So with 1 out, Dakota Chun will step up. Kaiser, a 5.03 ERA entering tonight, 18 Ks to 10 walks, a guy that pitches to contact. His fastball misses down and in. With Kaiser, despite being at 6'6", more of a finesse-style pitcher who will fill up the zone at a high rate. Cruz off of first has some speed. Big lead off of there. He'll go. 1-0. Called the strike. Throw down to second on 1 hop. Tag applied. Not in time. The throw was a tad to the left of Goodman. He had to get it on the back pick and then swipe down. Just too late. And that gives Corvallis a runner in scoring position. Chun was in there last night as the DH instead of the catcher. Had an RBI sac fly in the 3rd, nothing more. 1-1. Fastball skied foul down the left field line under these heavy clouds. All the players, including myself, infatuated at around 2 o'clock this afternoon. The thunderstorms galore. Heavy rain, heavy lightning not too far, just a couple of miles away, and was quite the sight. The 1-2 from Kaiser. Ripped foul down the right field line. And a souvenir onto the concourse. But what that rain and thunder did, which is a great thing, is it cooled it down here. It was a scorcher yesterday in the 90s. And our game time temperature at first pitch tonight, just 73. Kaiser's 1-2 once more. Fastball grounded into left field and through for a base hit. Picked up by Murphy as throw goes to the cutoff man and Pettit. Moving up to 3rd is Cruz. And Corvallis has 2 runners now on the corners. 2 singles this inning. Cleanup man Ryan Severns will dig in from the right side. Kaiser, though, has the freedom to attack these guys with that 6th spot in the opening inning. His pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Severns was way out in front. 0 for 4 day in game 1 of this series from Ryan Severns. Coming from UC Santa Barbara, originally from Fontana, California. And he'll call time as he'll adjust his batting gloves. Kaiser will step off. The defense behind TK, it's Murphy, Pupo, and Klosick in the outfield. Pettit and Goodman on the left side, Salvione and Beck on the right side with Smith catching. Kaiser's 0-1. Changeup misses low. Big perspective, though, from a momentum side, is how the Elks respond to that 6-run inning. When you score that, you want to come out on defense, and even if it's not a 0, limit the damage as good as possible. 1-1. Breaking ball misses in, and it clips the elbow guard of Ryan Severns. The bases are loaded with 1 out. And it gives Zane Garvey, who's had the Elks number this year, a chance to hit. In yesterday's game, reached in all 4 plate appearances. Not the guy you want to face here. Will waggle the bat from the left side. Man from Portland. Kaiser fires a fastball that's off the end of the bat and into the Corvallis dugout. Watch out. Karams all the way back onto the field of play. The infield will stay back, and they're playing the lefty and Garvey straight up. Pettit, Goodman, Salvione, and Beck in their natural positions looking at turn 2. Kaiser with a deep breath. His orange glove on the 0-1. In tight on a fastball. Garvey leaned out of the way. That's one where if he stayed in there, it might bring in a run on a hit by pitch. 6 runs for the Elks if you're just joining us in the top of the first. But Corvallis now threatening in the bottom half. 1-1. Garvey swings through it 1-2. Trevor Kaiser immediately getting back in the strike zone. The wind ripping off his all-black jersey with the gold across the chest. As he looks into Hayden Smith and agrees, pitching for the K or the ground ball. Here it is. Breaking ball misses a hair high. No oblige from Garvey. A game earlier this year, Zane Garvey walked 5 times. An elite discipline at the dish and wherewithal of the strike zone. The 2-2. Fastball popped up, foul and out of play onto the campus of Oregon State to the left side. As gorgeous of a ballpark as you'll get, the Beavers, Scripture just behind home plate, all turf, and the home of the 3-time national champions, last winning in 2018. Kaiser delivers. Fastball grounded sharply to Beck at first. He just goes to 1 and touches the base. That will bring in Diego Cruz. No attempt to turn 2. It's 6-1. And Chun and Severns move up a base. So 2 runners in scoring position now. Where Ken Beck caught it, you understand why he just went to first, but may have had a shot, at least to look at the double play. Max Medina steps in. Kaiser fires a fastball that misses down and away. Medina entering his freshman year at Cal Poly. From Patterson, California, was in there last night with a couple of hits. 1-0 fastball cued off the end of the bat. Does anyone have a play? Kaiser up the third base line, throws it to first. It gets away from Beck. He knocks it down. Coming in is Severns. He scores diving, and 2 runs come in on the play from Kaiser, making it 6-3. It was just a dribbler up the third baseline. Kaiser picked it up on the bare hand. It's one he should have just put in the back pocket with how Medina runs. Corvallis and the Elks combining for 9 runs in this first inning. So this won't go down as an error. I believe it's an RBI single on the dribbler, and then the runner just scores on the throw. Kaiser's in his windup. He throws home, and he misses high. He was unaware that Medina was on the bases. And Max Medina just steals second with the mental lapse. I'm not sure if Kaiser forgot that Medina was there, but now runner on second. Kaiser back in the stretch. The 1-0 misses outside, speeding everything up. And he'll take a walk, recognizing the same. (2-0 to Siegel. Fastball popped up. Foul territory. First base side. Beck near the fence. He cannot make the catch. Tried to go to the basket catch, and it bounded off the fence just beyond his glove in front of the patrons. He had a good shot at catching it, but as he got closer to the net, was harder visually to come down with, and he wasn't able to. 2-1 to Siegel. Fastball misses high. Maybe by just a thread. It looked like it was in there from up here. But Schneider says no go. Siegel reached twice last night, had a single in his first at-bat. The two-way man committed to Cal Poly. Kaiser fires a fastball that's well outside, and it's a walk. You felt good if you were the Elks with the 6 runs in the top of the first. But Trevor Kaiser in his homecoming to Oregon State is struggling right now, and Wes Harper is going to go talk with him. The entire infield coming up on Kaiser. James Colella will be the batter after this chat. Cruz started it off with a single, then Chun singled as well, 2 batters after him. Ryan Severns was hit by a pitch. Zane Garvey had an RBI on a ground out. But the big hit was barely a hit at all. Max Medina dribbled one less than 50 miles per hour up the third baseline. Kaiser, the pitcher, picked it up with the bare hand. He threw to first. It was offline. Knocked down by Beck, but it brought in a pair of runs. Everybody departs. The tying run at the dish in Colella. And Kaiser's fastball swung on and missed at. That pitch count ticking up for the tall right-hander. 27 now. Long look into Smith, and he's ready. Oh, what? 6-0. 6-0. Felt like moments ago, and now in the blink of an eye, the tying run is at the dish in this first inning. Hitters count to Colella. The 2-1. Swung on and missed. Colella way out in front. Kaiser pulled the string on a changeup. Just 5'9", the left-handed bat digging in. Kaiser looking to escape. His fastball lined right back up the middle and caught by Kaiser. He gloved it with that bright orange glove, and that'll end the inning. That ball caught Kaiser. The natural reflexes just told him to squeeze the glove, and he makes the play to end the rally. But still, Corvallis gets 3 runs home on some softly hit baseballs, similar to what the Elks did in the first. A peculiar game we got going. 9 combined runs after 1. Richie Klosik will step in to start the top of the second inning. 6-3 Elks. Back on the rubber is Galinda, the righty. And his fastball misses away to Klosik. Hitters 2, 3, and 4 in this order coming up. Aiden O'Neill up here in the broadcast booth. As always, thanks for joining us on this night that's turned to be pretty nice with the weather. 1-0 to Klosik. He fouls it off himself. Now 1-1. Richie was hit by a pitch. He started that entire rally in the first inning. Was the first base runner to get on. And the Elks didn't look back, taking advantage of free passes and a timely error. 1-1. Heater misses in. Richie, after all this time, and in his words, hasn't had an RBI in a month, he still leads the team in that department with 13. 2-1. Swung on and missed way out in front. But Richie's been a good Elk. Coming from Houston, Texas, attends Loyola Marymount. 14 RBIs to be exact. The wind and the 2-2. Slider misses high. Shadows setting on this Oregon State field. A team of the Beavers that made the NCAA tournament once again. It's been a standard with all the MLB talent they've produced. Travis Bazzana, Adley Rutschman, and the list goes on. Payoff. Fastball misses down and in. Ball 4. Second time that Richie Klosik has reached on a free pass. And the Elks will take it, bringing up Jace Miller. Miller singled in his first AB to left. The pitch. Fastball grounded on a high hop to Cruz at 30. Fields it deep in the hole, but his throw to second is offline. It pulled Rentz to the left of the base. And everybody's safe on the throwing error. It has been a rough night so far for Diego Cruz at the hot corner. That is 2 errors in as many innings. And it gives Cam Beck a chance to hit with a couple of guys on base. Cruz got that on a Sunday hop at his natural position. Just had to step and throw and could not. Galindo works to Beck. On a fastball that's skied to straightaway center field. But Medina just has to come in a hair. Makes the catch. Strong throw to third on one hop. Klosik bluffed the tag but stays put. And there's one away. Can't fault Cam Beck at all. Was aggressive on a fastball. Middle to open the at-bat. Just simply found a glove. Now Brady Pettit. Klosik on second. Miller on first. Galindo works. Fastball called a strike. Pettit stepped up in the first inning with the bases loaded. And he drew a walk. That's been one thing already in his limited time in Bend that stood out has been his plate discipline. Never getting out of his own rhythm. Galinda's 0-1. Fouled away. Just above the Elks dugout and knocked down from the net into that dugout. Looks like Josh Johnson, Elks reliever, came away with it. Winning truly does solve everything, and that Elks dugout felt like they got a monkey off their back in the first when they had that big offensive outburst. 0-2. Slider, cold, strike 3 on the inside corner. Snap throw down to first, not in time. But Pettit is down on 3 pitches. Make that the 3rd K for the Corvallis staff. The 2nd for Galanita. Digging in is Will Goodman. Galanita fires a fastball that's scolded on 3 hops directly on the ground to the second baseman, Rentz. He picks it up and throws to first, and that'll end the inning. A 0 for James Galanita. We go to the bottom of the second. Elks still on top, 6-3. Bottom of the second inning. Trevor Kaiser back out for another inning of work, and his fastball misses outside. Elks last inning were not able to add on. Got a couple of runners on base. Goodman hit one hard on the ground, but right at the second baseman and Rentz. This is Berkeley Rentz after the play in the box. 1-0 home. Skips in. 6 runs in the first inning for the Elks. 3 for the Knights, but a 0 from Corvallis. The first of the evening has put the ball in their court. 2-0. Also misses down. Been unique from Trevor Kaiser so far this outing, with more of a lapse in command than we traditionally see. A lot of emotions, I'm sure, as the 3-0 misses high, ball 4. The second walk from Trevor Kaiser. And thinking about all those emotions coming into an outing like this for TK. Although he only worked in 1 inning for Oregon State in the spring of 2026, you still have those juices flowing. And I talked to Trevor yesterday. He expected himself to feel a lot of motivation going out there tonight. His pitch to Diego Cruz is a fastball that misses up. Make that 5 straight balls now. Cruz singled in the first inning, but has made a couple of errors defensively that have opened the door for the Elks. Kaiser delivers a fastball that's called a strike, and that'll settle things in. Cruz entering his sophomore year at Oregon State. From Carolina, Puerto Rico. Throw over to check on Berkeley Rentz, who's back safely with a dive. One. Fastball, scorched foul down the right field line. Watch out down there. A lot of fans walking on that concourse, and that ball was tomahawked foul. Cruz, a new face from when the Elks saw the Knights in the middle of June. 1-2. Misses low and blocked by Smith. In that time, Corvallis took 2 out of 3 from the Elks, but where they really improved in the moments since has been that pitching staff getting much deeper. 2-2 to Cruz is scorched. Deep down the right field line, it's foul. Man, oh man, it looked like it was going to hook and stay in that right field line. But it just went foul. Man, fortunately for the Elks, because it would have been extra bases. Porter will pick up the bat and let Cruz walk back to him. That slow walk coming from first was sniffing 2 out of the box. Cruz is just 5'9", 180 pounds, batting over 300. The 2-2. Fastball grounded softly foul. And an ideal leadoff hitter because of at-bats like this. Just the grit and grind wearing down the opposing pitcher. Cruz this last year was at Miami, Ohio, where saw a lot of action and had an average well over 300. That fastball misses up, full count. So after a magical year, easy for him to make that jump to now one of the more esteemed programs in the country. Although early, another big spot for Kaiser here. Full count, no outs, runner on first. The payoff, runners going. Breaking ball is a broken bat ground ball to Vinny Salvione at second. His only play is to first, and he gets Diego Cruz. Rentz was stealing on the pitch, so he's to second easily. Runner in scoring position for the Knights. Kaiser sawed him off on a fastball that was outside. But it does give the Knights' best hitter a chance to hit with a duck on the pond. Kaiser throws a slider that's called a strike on the outer third. Porter's first time flew out, was aggressive, and gave Eli Pupo some work in center field. Porter coming off the All-Star Game MVP honor a week ago. 0-1, slider, checked his swing, appeal to Bryce Reeves beyond the pitcher's mound, says he didn't go. An average well over 300 for Porter. Oregon State fans can maybe envision a tandem of Cruz and Porter in their lineup in 2027, starting here in Corvallis. 1-1 fastball trails outside. But one of the best categories Porter leads in, runs batted in with 24 of them. Kaiser kicks and deals. Fastball called a strike, get the knees, 2-2. Porter was quiet yesterday. Elks hoping to keep it that way. 3 looks at second, now the 2-2. Fastball sails on Kaiser, and Smith has to come out of the squat to catch it near his helmet. Pace from Kaiser. Good crowd on hand tonight getting into it. Had over 1,200 yesterday to get this series started. The 3-2. Got him swinging down and away. Kaiser yanked the breaking ball, and Porter was greedy. Trevor Kaiser's first strikeout of the night comes in a good spot to the Knights' best bat. With 2 away, Dakota Chun will dig in from the left side. Still out there on second. It's Berkeley Rentz. Kaiser delivers a fastball that's lined right back up the middle and by Savion for a base hit. Hitting third and heading home is Rents. Pupo boots it in center field and boots it enough where there's no play at home. An RBI single from Dakota Chun makes it 6-4. That's Dakota Chun's second hit of the night. He's been finding barrels. Ryan Severns will hit and take a slider that misses low. You don't want these nightmarish thoughts to come back in the mind if you're an Elks fan after the 6 runs to start this game, and now 4 straight for Corvallis. 1-0. Popped up to the left side of the infield. Pettit and Goodman coming together. It's Goody staring up into the bright sunshine, making the catch. And that will end the inning. But on the RBI single from Dakota Chun, the deficit is cut to 2. We'll go to the third in a good one here in Game 2 on Bend Elks YouTube. The third pitcher of the night into work for Corvallis. It's Jinky Tomita, and he fires to Vinny Salvione, who's late. Salvione, Smith, and Murphy up this frame. 7, 8, and 9 in the Elks lineup. 6-4 the score after the Knights got one back. Tomita just from the stretch on the first base side. His 0-1 runs in tight, and it hit Vinny. I believe on the elbow guard, ricocheted all the way up the first baseline. The Elks have a leadoff base runner. That has been a big difference tonight in comparison to yesterday, as the Elks are getting their leadoff guy on base at a much higher rate. It's now 2 of the 3 innings where they've done so. Hayden Smith steps in. Tomita's been one of the few Corvallis relievers that struggled. An ERA over 16. As the first pitch to Smith is lined into right field for a base hit. Vinny's going to stop at second. A big turn as the throw goes into the cutoff man, Severns. Hayden Smith keeps hitting. A 2-hit night and 2 at-bats. Locked in at the dish. Taking him a while to come around, but man, as he started to find himself. Jackson Murphy, the left-handed bat with runners on first and second with no outs now, will likely square around a bunt. The pitch does not, and instead will take up and away. That just shows the trust that Murphy gained in his first at-bat, and rightfully so, on a 2 RBI double that was knocked into right center field. Tomita looks back at second, the 1-0. Misses low. Elks are all over this reliever right now. This has been a completely different story to yesterday when Marshall and Kozderka dominated the Elks. And after Creighton Tuzio can only get a couple of outs in the first inning, both Galanita and Tomita have not found their way. Hit by pitch to Salvionis, and the infield is forced to come in. Murphy now, a base hit would bring in a couple of runs. Tomita's 3-0. Murphy doesn't get turned away. Instead, he takes ball 4. Just took a pitch down and in tight. And the bases are loaded with nobody out for Eli Pupo. The entire infield remaining in. Taking away the pull side and the opposite field. The middle of the infield wide open. Pupo offers at the first pitch, but is out in front of a changeup. The Oak Spark Plug from Redmond, Oregon, attends Bushnell. Finds himself inserted into a nice spot. On the 0-1, he's late on a fastball. Last time Tomita worked was against Walla Walla, and it wasn't a pretty sight. Went 1 inning on July the 17th and gave up 4 runs on 4 hits, ballooning that ERA. 0-2 changeup. Great take from Pupo, who saw it out of the hand. Salvione on third, Smith on second, and Murphy on first. A ball in the outfield would bring in another run in this 6-4 game. Pupo offers at it and fouls it away. Happy to see Eli Pupo back in the lineup. A couple of games ago, got a shiner on his eye. Completely swolled up. 1-2. Changeup. Cold strike 3 at the bottom of the zone. Pupo can't believe it. And says a word to Taylor Schneider in disagreement. But a huge strikeout. Exactly what the doctor ordered for Corvallis. So that'll bring up Richie Klosik, the Elks RBI leader with 14. Tomita's fastball is fouled back to the net. The Elks doing their thing. Been a rarity to see the table set like this in multiple games, especially consecutively. And that's where we're at tonight. Salvione, Smith, and Murphy third to first. 0-1, misses way out. Trinky Tomita, the Portland, Oregon native, 5'8", 190 pounds, entering his freshman year at Feather River College. An abundance of arms for Brookenite squad. 1-1 to Klosik, misses in. And Richie has stood up there with the bat in his hands, but hasn't needed it in his first 2 at-bats. Reached on a hit by pitch in the first and a walk his last time. The LMU Lion, a threat up there. They haven't wanted to pitch to him. 2-1 heater popped up foul and out of play down the right field line. Coming off a year where LMU had a disappointing season with 12 wins. These Lions that we've gotten to see firsthand makes that future look a lot brighter. Klosik being one of them. 2-2 breaking ball, got him swinging. And Klosik was out in front. Back-to-back strikeouts. The Elks had the bases loaded with nobody out. And now with 2 outs, it's up to Jace Miller. There's not a better guy you want up at the moment than Jace. He was seeing a beach ball. He got back here at Oregon State, and the at-bats have already looked better. 2 straight games with a hit. Tomita delivers a slider that misses down and away. Medford, Oregon native, was at Portland and then committed to Oregon State last year. All the orange and black gear on him. 1-0. Swung on and missed. Miller with a hard hack. Reached on an error his last time by the third baseman, Diego Cruz. The infield that was once in this inning is completely back now. 1-1. Breaking ball sky to deep left field, going straight back at Siegel. Look it up, it's off the wall. Salvione scores, so does Smith. Murphy stopped at third, but a 2 RBI double from Jace Miller makes it 8-4. Welcome back, Jace, to this Oregon State building that he called home in 2026, making a big impression. That ball had a chance to get all the way out of here, and it just batted off the top of the wall, right near that 2018 National Championship sign. Elks now up by 4, and Cam Beck steps in as Tomita's fastball misses low. One-0. Runs away. 2 balls and no strikes. Beck walked and flew out in his 2 at-bats tonight. But seeing the ball well. Tomita kicks and deals. A fastball that misses way outside. It has been a heck of a night for these Elks. One that they've been waiting for and working hard for, an offensive outburst. The 3-0 gets the call at the bottom of the zone. It has been an anomaly lately, especially to see the Elks have this sort of offense. 3-1. Fastball line into right center. It's going to split the gap. 2 runs are going to score. It rolls all the way to the wall. Beck racing for 2. He's got a stand-up double, and the Elks have double-digit runs. It's 10-4. That dugout on fire. And this group coming to play tonight. Back-to-back 2 RBI doubles for the former Oregon State Beaver and the current one in Beck. Unbelievable. This has been magical so far, and Brady Pettit will step in. Tomita will fire a fastball that's called a strike. Still early on in this game, of course, you don't want to count your chickens, but the last time these Elks had 10 runs in a game, you've got to go back to July 4th. Fireworks at Genna, where Ben put up 13. In a league game, of course, in a non-league against Gresham, they had 10 about a week ago. Pettit is 0 for 1 as the 0-1 misses up, stealing on the play as Cam Beck. The throw comes into third on one hop, but Cruz can't handle it. That is the second time that an Elk has stolen third tonight. 0-2 with 2 outs. A 4 spot here in the third, another crooked number. This offense not holding back. Tomita's pitch. Slider misses low. To think this inning felt like another lost cause, the same thing we've been seeing out of the Elks all year. When Pupo and Klosik struck out, but the timely 2-out hitting that has been absent prior now arrived. 1-2 to Pettit. Flared into shallow center. It's down for a base hit. Beck scores. An RBI single from Brady Pettit makes it 11-4. All 3 of these hits coming with 2 outs. Lighting up the scorebook tonight. The 9th batter of this inning is Will Goodman. And time is now called as they're going to have a mound visit for the righty in Tomita. Has been a tough go of things for Jinky. Joined by Bo Kearns, his 6th year with the Corvallis Knights on that rubber, the entire infield up. A different team tonight. You wonder where the flip switched, but it is satisfying to see, to say the least. This team's been laboring everybody aware of the recent stretch, the stretch all year. In the first 40 games, 15-25, but tonight has been different. At Goss Stadium, a place where demons have been exercised previously. The Elks 1-5 last year at Goss. Last night a tough loss, but how things can change in a matter of 24 hours. Will Goodman steps in and a fastball misses low. Goodman 0 for 2. Taylor Schneider saying something to the Corvallis Knights dugout. Not sure if he was barking or just a simple explanation. But walked over there, got out of his position, and now back into it. 1-0. Breaking ball. Grounded softly to the third baseman, and Cruz ranging to his left. And his throw to first in time to end the inning. How about it, though, from these Elks? 5 runs in the third inning. They had 6 in the first. A total of 11. Up by 7 as we go to the bottom of the third on Bend Elks YouTube. To the bottom of the third, Zane Garvey stepping in from the left side. He fouls one back just over the net. Elks on top 11-4. Garvey, Medina, and Siegel do up as the 0-1's called a strike on the outside corner. That last inning, against the grain for the Elks so far this year. They've been looking for the timely 2-out hit and got 3 of them. 0-2. Change up, misses high. And to have it come from a guy in Jace Miller to get things going, who meant so much to this Elks team last year, knows this rivalry well, won the batting title, is incredible. 1-2 to Garvey, misses high. Garvey, his first time, had an RBI ground out to Cam Beck with the bases loaded. These nights won't go away. We're in for a long one tonight. Kaiser hoping to settle in. The 2-2 is hit well to right field and deep into the alleyway, moving over his Pupo near the track, and he makes the catch. For a moment, that looked like it was going to be in some dangerous territory, but Pupo able to squeeze it. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. That pitch count for TK getting up there at 56. But if they could just get 5 innings out of him, they feel good. All of the top dogs in the bullpen completely healthy. Pitch home to Medina, misses. Max Medina had the dribbler up the third baseline that resulted in an RBI single. 1-0 heater, misses high. And also on the throw from Kaiser that pushed Beck off the bag, it brought in another run. Medina with loads of tools just entering his freshman year. So he'll take down and in on the 1-0. Brooke Knight, the winner of endless league championships with 10, coined the Evil Empire. He's got a good eye for talent, to say the least. As the 3-0's called the strike. Guy like Max Medina, a part of that fold. 3-1. Gets the call on the outside corner. Medina thought it was ball 4, was ready to toss his bat. Well, we'll do it again, full count. 32nd best outfielder in Cali according to Perfect Game. This will take a fastball that misses in tight. It's a 1-out walk. So although Trevor Kaiser's been great, you don't want to get into this walk territory. It could get a little sketchy. Up this big. Kaiser to Siegel. Grounded up the third baseline and foul. Picked up by Pettit on the backhand. In the middle innings tonight, innings 5 and 6, I'll be on the Corvallis Night stream once again. Thanks so much to Mike Parker for letting me do that, the legendary broadcaster of Oregon State who also does the nights over the summer. 0-1, swung on and missed is Siegel, who chased down and away. 2 innings I got last night ended up going a bit long. We had 2 injuries. One to Will Jeske, the cleanup hitter for Corvallis. One to Josh Jackson, the Elks relief pitcher. Kaiser will throw over to check on Medina, who's back standing. But you can't ask for anything better at a gorgeous ballpark like this. 0-2. Slider, cold, strike 3 on the outside corner. Freezing Kellen Siegel. And the second strikeout of the night for Trevor Kaiser is looking. Siegel didn't agree. Both sides have had some issues with Taylor Schneider and the width of his strike zone tonight. With 2 away, the batter will be James Colella. Kaiser kicks and fires a fastball that misses in. Colella Hit one right back up the middle his first time. One that Kaiser gloved with the bright orange glove. 1-0 changeup is tapped. Right back to Kaiser. Falling off the mound, will pick it up, flip it to first, and that will end the inning. Despite the 1-out walk from TK, a clean third, and the Elks maintain their 11-4 lead as we roll on to the fourth. Blake Sebastian, the new pitcher in the ballgame for the Corvallis Knights, will throw a fastball. The miss is low. This is already the fourth pitcher of the night for Corvallis here in the top of the fourth. 11-4 Elks on top. 1-0 to Salvione, misses in. Salvione, Smith, and Murphy, just like the start of the third inning here in the fourth. The Elks bat all the way around last frame and pushed across 5. 2-0 to Vinny. Grounded up the third baseline, fielding it deep on the line as Cruz. His throw to first on one hop is not in time. Diego Cruz did all he could, but had to go too long of a way. And Vinny picks up the infield single. He's reached in all 3 of his plate appearances. Sometimes you don't got to hit the ball hard and you can still get rewarded. That's shown there on the ground ball by Salvione. Bringing up Hayden Smith as Sebastian delivers. Slider that misses down and away. Blake Sebastian, this is his 12th appearance, but has had a 7.6 ERA with a 2.1 whip. Been an innings eater for these Knights. We'll throw over to check on Vinny, who's back with a dive. Tall righty, 6'5", 225 pounds, out of Nebraska. A Cornhusker. 1-0 to Smith, misses low. Redshirted his lone season so far at Nebraska. from Kansas. That 2-0 misses in. Leewood in particular. And now Leewood was the number 13 overall prospect in the state. Keeping himself in the Midwest. 3-0 fastball misses down and in. So a 4-pitch walk to Hayden Smith, who's adding on to a great night. The Elks with a plethora of base runners. Jackson Murphy for the second consecutive inning. Same situation, gets to bat with runners on first and second and nobody out. Murphy doubled his first time, walked his last. Salvione dancing off a second. Sebastian with a long look there, and then he'll throw a fastball that misses down and away. At times, tough sledding this season for Blake Sebastian when it comes to finding the strike zone. His last outing against Walla Walla, though, was good. Didn't allow a run. 1-0. Misses away. That is 6 straight balls by Jackson Murphy. And with that, or by the pitcher in Blake Sebastian, and with that, time is now called by pitching coach Bo Kearns to go and talk with his righty. Big part of West Coast League over the summer, if you're not pitching during the regular season, these are your innings to figure it out, and that's been the same case with Blake Sebastian. Unfortunately, in his case, didn't have those consistent reps at school his freshman year, so first look at college competition in a while. With this mound visit, let's take a look around the West Coast League on this Wednesday, July the 22nd. Kamloops is stomping Edmonton 10-0 on the road. Top 6 there. Wenatchee beating Port Angeles 4-1, bottom 5. Victoria in the Battle of Vancouver Island beating Nanaimo 8-0, top 5. Walla Walla up 4-0 on Yakima, top of the 6th. Bellingham and Kelowna 5-0 Bells on top in the top of the 5th. They've departed. We're ready to go. Sebastian will have an inside move and fire one to second to check on Vinny, who's back standing. Ridgefield Raptors beating the Marion Berries 1-0 in the top of the 4th. And the Portland Pickles and the Springfield Drifters were postponed tonight due to inclement weather. The 2-0, Salvione's going to take off. So will Smith on the back end, and a double steal. It's like we're living out Groundhog Day from the 3rd inning to the 4th, because the same exact thing happened last frame when it came to a double steal from Salvione and Smith. And now the infield comes in, just like before, to Jackson Murphy, who takes low on the 3-0 and walks, just like he did in the 3rd. The bases are loaded with nobody out for Eli Pupo. Just a sheer plethora of base runners for these Elks. And Pupo in a good spot to do damage. Sebastian throws in a fastball that's called a strike at the belt. Pupo 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts and a flyout. The entire infield drawn in. Sebastian works and throws a fastball that gets away from the catcher and Chun. Here comes Salvione. He'll score. And both runners behind him move up a base. It's 12-4. That's the beauty of the steal of 3rd and 2nd by Salvione and Smith. Is on a wild pitch. Pressure put on the catcher and Chun to stop it. And when he can't, you coast home and cross home plate. 1-1 to Pupo, who takes a changeup at the bottom of the zone. 2 runners in scoring position. Smith and Murphy. Sebastian, his changeup misses low. Crafty backhanded pick by Chun. If he wasn't able to do that, Another run would have came in on a wild pitch. Sebastian soul searching now. The 2-2. Fastball misses way high, and Chun has to pop out of the squad to grab it. Klosik on deck, then Jace Miller. 12-4 Elks in the top of the fourth. No outs, runners on second and third. Pupo takes a changeup, then misses in tight, and ball 4. 3 consecutive walks for the righty Blake Sebastian. And now a look down to the Corvallis dugout to see if Brooke Knight has a counter move to get a new pitcher in to throw some strikes. Tough spot for the veteran skipper because you want to save arms for tomorrow as well in a game that's getting out of Corvallis' hands quickly. Now Klosik with no outs. Will take that pitch that misses down and away. Smith, Murphy, and Pupo, the runners. 1-0 to Klosik, well outside, and these are easy takes from the Elks offense. They are seeing it away and not biting one bit. Klosik can sit on one pitch that he adores. The 2-0. Fastball, he liked it and fouled it off himself in the box. The Elks have not had a lot of offensive performances like this so far this year. The biggest outburst I can remember was that 15-13 classic win at Yakima. 2-1. Curveball misses high. 3 balls and 1 strike. Nowhere to put Blake Sebastian. He's got to come in. The 3-1. Swung on and missed. Klosik tried to put that ball out of this campus. A hearty hack that he missed. And we'll take a quick walk and step back in. Struck out his last time through with them loaded. 14 runs batted in on the year. Already his 4th at-bat in the 4th. The payoff. Chase down and away and swings through it for strike 3. Second time that Richie Klosik has struck out. And Jace Miller will come up from the right side. Sun peeking through the heavy clouds overhead, creating a gorgeous backdrop. Sebastian fires a slider that Miller swings through. Jason, arguably the biggest hit of the game so far tonight in the 3rd inning with 2 outs, a 2 RBI double that banged off the wall and left. Timely hit that moved mountains. 0-1 to Jace. He swings through it again. 0-2. With how this game's trending, though, it feels like you can't get enough runs. In a game that may be dictated by simply who outscores the other. Miller, as always, will choke up on the bat with 2 strikes. The 0-2 home's a fastball that freezes him, and he takes strike 3 on the outside corner. Alan Cox shaking his head. You could see him look in on the TrackMan and recognize that that pitch was outside, barking at Taylor Schneider. With 2 away, it's Cam Beck. 7th K for the Elks offense. Sebastian's breaking ball misses in. And although the Elks have struck out a lot, you can live with strikeouts in modern baseball when there's bop on the other side of it and power hitting. And the Elks have had that with multiple extra base hits. Beck having one of them. 1-0 slider gets the call at the base of the zone. Blake Sebastian working hard as well, just as all of these Corvallis pitchers have. 28 pitches. The 1-1. Foul tipped into the catcher's mitt. It's 1-2. One of Beck's best swings came in the third, a double that split the gap in right center after a gaudy batting practice today. The pitch. Slider misses down and away. Good take from Beck. Beck back in the building. Spoke on the culture of Oregon State that brought him to this stadium and now back for the summer. 2-2 with 2 outs. Check swing and Beck win around to end the inning. Ultimately, Blake Sebastian, despite allowing a run to score on a wild pitch, strikes out the side. Elks get 1. It's 12-4 going to the bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th inning. Berkeley Rentz leading things off for the Corvallis Knights as the fastball misses away from Trevor Kaiser, who's still out there. That pitch count not looking so bad as he's settled into this game after a bumpy first. Rentz and then the top of the order. 1-0 changeup misses down and away. The Elks added 1 more on in the top of the 4th. Now with a 12-4 lead here on the road in Corvallis. Rentz walked his first time. On the 2-0, it misses away and on pace to do the same. Kaiser not giving him anything to hit. Reminder that in the 5th and the 6th inning, I'll be heading over to the Corvallis Knights broadcast stream. Thanks to Mike Parker, their lovely broadcaster. 3-0's called a strike. And then I'll be back with you guys for the middle innings. Or for the final innings, excuse me. I'm going to him for the middle innings. So innings 7, 8, and 9 back here on the YouTube. Rentz swings through the 3-1. It's a full count. 5 innings out of Trevor Kaiser would be great for Alan Cox and company. The full count changeup misses high, ball 4. Berkeley Rentz walks. And that's how this inning opens up. That's the the 4th walk for Trevor Kaiser. Hasn't shown up as much with this 12-run performance on the offensive side. Top of the order with Cruz. as Kaiser delivers a changeup that misses up and away. Elks in now or never mode with the 15-25 record. Corvallis at 21-19 in a firm spot to potentially make the playoffs in the South. Cruz is 1 for 2. Kaiser comes set and delivers. A changeup that's skied to right center field. It's got some backspin. It's going to split the gap. Roll all the way to the wall on 2 hops. Getting the wave around third is Berkeley Rentz. The throw goes to Salvione and then all the way to third. Rentz scores standing. It's an RBI double from Diego Cruz. The Knights get 1 back. Off the crack of the bat, it was unclear if that was going to be a ball that split the gap. And it looks like the leash in this 4th inning was short from Trevor Kaiser. Alan Cox is signaling to the bullpen. Kaiser ends up going 3+ as he starts the 4th, but a walk to Rentz and a double to Cruz. Means a new pitcher coming in out of the bullpen. We'll see who comes out of the gates in left center. They're going to Jared Robles early in this game, a reliever that can go multiple innings when we come back on Bend Elks YouTube. Ethan Porter will be the batter that Jared Robles, the new Elks reliever, will face out of the bullpen. Robles throws a fastball that's ripped down the right field line, and it's fair. Cruz will score with ease. It rattles up in the corner. Klosik raises his arms as it gets stuck there and will be a ground rule double as it got lodged in the fence. Porter kept on running and is now at third. Brooke Knight talking with Bryce Reeves, questioning that Porter should come around to score, which in no world would be the case. If it got lodged in the fence, then Porter has to go back to second. And I believe that's what's going to happen, but Knight still feels the need to say something to Reeves on a play that's obviously one way. Makes it 12-6, and a rude welcoming to this ball game for Jared Robles. Immediately giving up some hard contact. Now Dakota Chun. Take a change up at the top of the zone. Jared Robles has been one of the Elks' best relievers, utilized in a variety of ways, whether it's closing out the opposition, 3-inning saves, even just the traditional one inning in relief, but an ERA under 4. 0-1. Change up, grounded up the first baseline and foul. Chun with 2 hits so far tonight, an RBI single that came in the second. Congrats to Jared Robles, who just informed me yesterday that he's now committed to Pacific in Stockton, California, member of the WCC. 0-2 fastball misses in. So Dakota Chun and Jared Robles might have some battles at Pacific. With Chun going to Portland. Both members of that conference. It's going to be a new look WCC with no more Gonzaga. 1-2. Fastball spiked to the backstop, down and in. And moving up to third is Ethan Porter. And that's a big 90 feet because it gives another run an opportunity to score that's just 90 feet away. Robles' last outing was a tough one at home, looking to bounce back. 2-2, fouled away. As Chun just got a piece off of it, and it got his foot. We're in the bottom of the fourth. 2 runs in for Corvallis on back-to-back RBI doubles. 12-6 the score. Elks still up big. 8 hits for the Elks to just 6 for Corvallis. Robles' 2-2 is a fastball grounded right back up the middle and through for a base hit. Coming in to score is Ethan Porter. It's 12-7. Make that 3 consecutive hits. And even though it's a different pitcher out there now for the Elks and Jared Robles, struggling with getting outs, bringing up Ryan Severance. Robles uncoils and throws a slider that misses down and away. Severance 0 for 1, a hit by pitch and a pop out. Healthy lead off of first for Chun. Robles is 1-0. Misses high. And they appeal to see if Severance went around, but he barely attempted. Just saw lightning right overhead. This is the time of the night where lightning could possibly delay this game. We saw in the forecast earlier coming to the park that could be a possibility. 2-0 fastballs ripped into left field. Hard off the bat of Ryan Severance for a base hit. Chun up to second, and this conga line just keeps on rolling. That is 4 straight hits on Corvallis' side. 5 straight base runners. And not the traditional Jared Robles that these Elks are used to seeing. Wes Harper is going to go and talk with him. This has already been a marathon of a game. We're just in the bottom of the fourth, and we're about 2 hours in. Yesterday's game in total, 2 hours and 27 minutes of game time. So, of course, the night after, you back it up with one that won't stop. Harper departs. Back at the reins as the pitching coach. Jeff Brown now the pitching coach of the Fresno Grizzlies, who had this title a year ago. Zane Garvey will step in, picking up Brooke Knight down there at third. Runners on first and second, nobody out. 3 runs in this fourth. Although Zane Garvey's been a great bat, Brooke Knight known for his small ball in situations. This could be one to bunt. Robles fires. Garvey does square, pulls back and takes away. So is thinking about bunting with the wheel play on. Pettit will likely stay at third, and Beck will be crashing hard in at first. Robles' pitch. Fastball up and in. And I don't know if it got a piece of Garvey's bat, but it goes to the backstop, and both runners will move up. It looked like by the naked eye up here in the press box that when Garvey pulled it back, it might have ticked off the bat. I wonder if Alan Cox is going to say something. He's pacing out of the dugout. I don't think he said anything, and now he's going to call time. He wants an appeal to see if Zane Garvey win, and Bryce Reeves says he did not. So there must be no disagreement when it comes to the bunt itself. Zane Garvey, 2-0. Fastball called a strike at the base of the zone. It's 2-1. Infield is back. Robles throws a slider, then misses outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. And this inning in a lead that the Elks had that was 12-4. The plot is thickening by the moment. On third is Chun. On second is Severance. The 3-1. Fastball fouled right back. Big 90 feet for both runners on the wild pitch. 12-7 Elks. Bottom 4. Runners on second and third. 3-2 the count with no outs. And this crowd getting loud. Sensing the chance. The payoff. Breaking ball. Got him looking. Garvey thought it was ball 4, but it gets the outside corner. And a huge strikeout from Jared. Got it on the back door. Here's Max Medina with 1 out. Robles' fastball spiked, and it gets by Smith. Here comes Chun. The throw home gets by Robles. Backing it up is Beck near the mound. But on the wild pitch, after both runners moved up on a wild pitch, now Chun scores on one, 12-8. Whether miscommunication or not, Hayden Smith just couldn't stop it. 20 combined runs now in this 4th inning. The 1-0. Fastball grounded to Beck at first, who corrals it with his chest. Will step on the base. 2 outs. And in the process, looked back the runner and Ryan Severance at third. It's a big second out. Cam Beck got it on the long hop and just took it in the chest. Kellen Siegel, the batter, will take a slider that misses outside. Siegel struck out looking his last time with a runner on base. Robles just looking to limit the damage. 1-0. Squares to bunt. Thought about a drag, and he went around on the bunt attempt, ending up in the back of Hayden Smith's glove. As reliable as they come. The story after Robles still to be determined. 1-1 fastball. A souvenir down the right field line. The night sky turning more gorgeous by the second. Now these heavy, breathtaking clouds with some orange mixed in. Robles comes set on the 1-2 with 2 outs. And he got Siegel looking. A perfect pitch on the outside corner. His second looking K of the inning, but not after. 4 runs in the frame for the Corvallis Knights. We will go to the 5th. I'll hop over to the Corvallis Knights YouTube stream. See you there. And I'll be back here for the final innings on Bend Elks YouTube. All right, apologies for missing the first batter of that inning. Hustling over from the Knights live stream. Murphy grounds one to the shortstop, Severns, and a strong throw to first gets Jackson Murphy. A quick 2 outs in the 7th. Pleasure being over there thanks to Mike Parker, legendary voice of the Oregon State Beavers, does the Corvallis Knights over the summertime. 14-9 the score, but I said it on the Knights broadcast. It feels like the first chapter of this game has only been written, as Pupo will swing through the first pitch he sees. A game last night that in total was 2 hours and 27 minutes. We're already approaching the 3-hour mark tonight. This is Pupo's 6th at-bat in the 7th inning. 0-1, he'll tap it right back to the pitcher. And Markham has a clean 1-2-3 inning on the flip to first. Keeping that momentum in the Knights dugout. Stretch time here at Goss. Elks bullpen looking to hold on. They'll stick with the lefty, Jackson Ashley, when we return. Diego Cruz will start off the bottom of the 7th inning as Jackson Ashley's slider misses away. Cruz, Porter, and Chun, the top of this night's order. 14-9 Elks on top. 2nd inning of work for the lefty and Ashley. His 1-0 heater's bounded off the mound, or off the plate rather, and collides all the way into foul territory up the third baseline. Wasn't the cleanest 6th inning for Jackson Ashley. Gave up an RBI double to Kellen Siegel. Looking to get back on track in this lefty on lefty as the 1-1 is swung on and missed. And the bat goes flying above the Elks dugout, falling in the netting. Watch out down there. Is Alan Cox now is going to be the one that walks the bat out to Cruz and hands it to him. That is dangerous. A 33-inch, 30-ounce piece of wood just helicoptering its way to the heads of the Elks in the dugout. And fortunately, it didn't hit anybody as it just went into the net above. Cruz with 2 hits tonight, an RBI double that came in the 4th. Ashley, though, gets him on this one. A slider down and away. Drop third strike. Smith cleans it up. His throw to first, and there's 1 away. What Jackson Ashley does to hitters is criminal. That is his 3rd strikeout. He is just wicked. Lefty from Oregon City, Oregon. As quirky as it gets. He is the most beloved player on this team. As Porter on the first pitch he sees will ground one right back up the middle. Fielded by Salvione, he'll flip on to first. And there's 2 outs. When Porter swung and hit that, looked like it may have hit off the leg of himself in the box. But Porter didn't move at all and easily retired on the 4-3 putout. So a quick 2 outs brings up Dakota Chun. Ashley fires. Heater that misses down and away. Dakota Chun has had the Elks number tonight. A 3-hit evening for the lefty out of Honolulu. Take the 1-0 at the top of the zone for a strike. Chun, a dangerous hitter, but left on left, as difficult as ever to pick up Ashley. And he swings through a wicked slider that folds over the outside corner. Elks 3-7 in their last 10. Losers of 3 straight. Wanting to win more than ever. And Ashley kicks in, deals a slider that got him swinging. Jackson Ashley on another level. And as filthy as it gets out of a reliever. The future is as bright as the sun for the incoming freshman at Gonzaga. We'll go to the 8th, 14-9 Elks on the Bend Elks YouTube page. Richie Klosik, the batter, to start off the top of this 8th, as firing home is the righty Cooper Markham, still going. Klosik, Miller, and Beck looking for some insurance runs as we go to the late stages of this game. A 1 heater right down the heart of the plate. Markham's fastball is hot as you will see in the West Coast League. Low to mid-90s. Klosik looking for his first hit. He delivers a fastball that's popped up to the right side of the infield. Porter coming in and will make the catch near the bag. 1 away. Just getting under it is Klosik. And 0 for night. And that'll bring up Jace Miller. Miller, a 2 RBI double in the 3rd inning, was the big hit. And both of those crooked numbers holding strong. 11 of the Elks' 14 runs came in 2 innings. First pitch slider to Miller's taken for a strike. Oh, what? Slider misses up and in. Miller has been the man for the Elks for the last couple of years, and to see him get back on track with a big hit and start to see the ball better warms all of our hearts. 1-1 heater misses down and away. I'm going back in the record books just to confirm, but I believe my memory suits me well in this case, that the last time the Elks scored 14 runs in a game, and yes, it was on June the 17th against Yakima. The 2-1's called the strike. That was the thrilling 15-13 game where the Elks won on the road, and it required 6 runs in the 9th inning to come out on top. It felt like the ball bounced their way the entire night. And similar themes arising here in Corvallis. 2-2. Slider, Miller chased outside, and he strikes out swinging. Quick 2 outs for Cooper Markham, who has been one of the Elks' best relievers, or one of the night's best relievers, and it brings up Cam Beck. Heater home to Beck, runs down and away. Cam had an RBI double, picked up a couple in the 3rd. Corvallis out-hitting the Elks by 1 despite this 5-run lead. The fastball is called the strike. 14 runs for the Elks to 9 for Corvallis. 11 hits for Bend to just then 12 for the Knights. But 3 errors have been a big difference on Corvallis' side. 1-1 home. Misses down and away. The lights shining bright on this gorgeous Goss Stadium field. Elks knocking on the door. 2-1 heater skips in for a ball. Now 3-1. Game 3 of this series, same time, same place, before the Elks hit the road to Ridgefield on the weekend. 3-1 to Beck. Checked his swing on a pitch that was well up in the zone, and he went around. Full count. For the fans still in attendance here in Corvallis, a crowd that at one point was over 1,300 has dissipated into probably just a couple of hundred. Full count. Fastball misses down and away, ball 4. So another free pass for this Corvallis pitching staff gives the Elks a base runner. Brady Pettit will hit. Tough to keep your focus in a long game like this, especially getting used to the quick pace of yesterday's contest. Fastball misses up and away. We're officially at the 3-hour mark in just the top of the 8th inning. Pettit with a couple of runs batted in tonight. 1-0. Slider called a strike. What's been a crazy stat on the Elks side is they have 14 runs and haven't hit one out of the park. Similar on a much lower degree to that Sunday performance from the Ridgefield Raptors offense as the 1-1 misses low, where the Ridgefield Raptors had 31 runs and no homers. But this effort has been collective. Every member contributing. 2-1 skips in for a ball down and away. Brady Pettit has been new life for these Bend Elks and a tough guy to keep out of the lineup right now. Couple of knocks again tonight. Continuing to work. The 3-1 misses down and away. Another walk. These Elks rallies, similar to a lot of the Elks wins this season, have been gifted to them on a silver platter. And Bo Kearns will go and have a chat with his righty Cooper Markham. "15 free bases Corvallis has given these Elks when they're combining walks, hit by pitches, and errors. Credit to the Elks for being ready to take advantage of the moment. During this mound visit, let's take another look around the West Coast League. A lot of games have gone final. Kamloops, they continue to stomp Edmonton. Cooper Markham is going to stay in the game as Bo Kearns exits. They won 15-2, Kamloops did. Port Angeles has mounted a comeback against Wenatchee. 4-4 in the top of the 8th there. Victoria has continued to dominate in the 9-mo. 16-3 the score, bottom 9. Walla Walla beat Yakima 10-0. Final. Bellingham and Kelowna in the top of the 9th. Bells on top 10-0. Raptors beating the Berries 1-0 in the top of the 8th. Markham delivers a slider to Goodman. He swings through it after the mound visit is done. I say 1-0 coming off the legendary World Cup that made so many American soccer fans. That's a rarity in the West Coast League, a true pitcher's duel. We thought last night was that. 0-1 to Goodman. Checked his swing on a slider, but takes a strike. Having to protect with 2 on him. Confidence in the Corvallis staff to stick with Cooper Markham. He delivers a slider and Goodman chases. Strike 3. A hat trick for Will Goodman, who's struggled with the swing and miss all year long. The Elks can't bring another one in. 14-9 will stay the lead. They're going to Jackson Ashley for a 3rd inning of work when we come back. Bottom of the 8th inning, Jackson Ashley back out for another inning of work facing Ryan Severns. Throw a fastball that misses down and in. 14-9, Elks on top, bottom of the 8th, and they stick with their most trusty reliever. You can't blame anybody in the Elks dugout because bullpen's been shaky. You got to trust your guy. Severns fouls back the 1-0. Severns, Garvey, and then Medina. Hitters 4, 5, and 6 in the Corvallis lineup. Severns has a pair of hits tonight. as the 1-1 is called to strike on the inside corner. But Ashley fills up that zone, and with his crafty arm angle, you've got to be ready to hit. He's not going to give you any freebies. Delivers the 1-2. Breaking ball misses low. Defense has stayed the same all night long for the Elks. No substitutions. 2-2. Grounded to Goodman at short, who gets it on a tough short hop near the foot tops, and he'll throw to first on one hop that's dug out by Beck. A great pick on the back end because Severns almost beat that out with ease. Goodman got caught in between that. Ball that took a funky hop on him. Now Zane Garvey left on left as Ashley delivers a filthy slider at the top of the zone. Just a joy to watch this guy go to work. And you wonder if the other Gonzaga commit, Hudson Chula, is looming in the bullpen. 0-1 called a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-2. After Garvey's RBI in the first inning, right in back-to-back 2 at-bats with looking strike threes. The 0-2 breaking ball got him looking at the bottom of the zone, right at the knees. And Garvey can't believe it. The third time he struck out looking has not been a fan of Taylor Schneider's strike zone. But Jackson Ashley, dominant, 5 strikeouts out of the pen. Two away for Max Medina. Ashley's first pitch is a heater that misses low. In a world and a team with the Elks where they've struggled with the base on balls, it's refreshing to see a guy like Ashley just throw so many strikes. 1-0 is tapped foul beyond home plate. Medina already a veteran hitter for these Knights. Just entering his freshman year at Cal Poly, but always works a good at-bat. 1-1 slider folds away. On deck is Kellen Siegel, who was the lone guy to do damage to Jackson Ashley. So Medina hoping he can get on. Feels like the Knights need to crawl back and get a couple here if they want a chance. 2-1 misses down and in. 3 balls and 1 strike. Medina entering a Cal Poly Mustang clubhouse that was so successful a year ago. 3-1 fastball, sky to right center, but shallow. Klosik ranges to his right. Comes together with Pupo, but shades in front of him to make the catch. And a 1-2-3 8th inning from Jackson Ashley, who keeps doing his thing. A fiery competitor and a guy that the entire Elks team just loves. We will go to the 9th. It's the Elks by 5 on the Bend Elks YouTube page. We've made it to the 9th inning. Country Roads echoing throughout Goss Stadium was the anthem for Team USA throughout their World Cup run. Hearing it again, all those memories. James Colella, the new pitcher, into the game, will fire a fastball and misses into Vinny Salvione. Salvione, Smith, and Murphy, 7, 8, 9 in the lineup. If that name sounds familiar, and James Colella, he started this game in right field and picked up a hit, a 1-for-4 night. Now pitching on the mound, two-way guy in his second appearance of the year. Time is now called by base umpire Bryce Reeves, and it's a pitch clock violation to the lefty Colella. Colella disengaged from the mound, but then he started and stopped again, and Reeves caught him on a pitch clock. The 2-0. Foul ball off the mask of the catcher and Chun, who wears it. Vinny Salvione was retired for his first time tonight, back in the 6th inning where he struck out. Peters' count on the 2-1 is a fastball misses up and away, but as soon as that pitch is thrown, a lightning strike that appeared to be just a couple of miles away. And I believe they're going to send everybody off the field now. I kid you not. That lit up the sky. And I would guess at most 3 to 5 miles away. This will likely shut the game down. All night long, we had a feeling that this was coming. And fortunately, we've been able to get 8 innings of baseball in, but the Knights are leaving the field. Schneider and Reeves are coming together. And at this stage of the game in the 9th inning, I know Brooke Knight might not want it on the Knights side, but they might just shut this game down and call it final through 8 innings. Just because everybody's okay, I will say that was outstanding to see in person. Just completely shattering the sky. A huge, huge lightning bolt. Every square inch of the black dusk in right center field was completely lit up. And now Brooke Knight is talking with Taylor Schneider and Bryce Reeves to figure out what's going to go on. As it stands, it's 14-9, top of the 9th, 2-2 the count to Vinny Salvione, nobody out. We're already approaching 10 p.m. local time. And another lightning strike in the distance. A big one. And Alan Cox is going to head out of his dugout to go and chat with Bryce Reeves. I'm going to keep you guys here because until I know what's going on, I'll inform you guys. Reeves was signaling like the done signal, moving his right hand from left to right near his neck, like we're done for now. But I don't know if that means permanently or not. Every fan at this stadium is starting to leave. So are the umpires. Some of the Elks heading to the bullpen. We'll step aside here on Bend Elks YouTube. I'm going to get some more clarity. And when I know what's going on, we'll come back and update you. But right now we are in a lightning delay at 9:52 p.m. We'll see how long this lasts on Bend Elks YouTube. All right, welcome back here. Bend Elks YouTube. Apologies for the delay. Was getting some clarification. Lightning continues to light up the sky. So we are done for tonight, but peculiarly, and I honestly didn't expect this at all, we are going to resume this game at 5:30 p.m. tomorrow, just before the Game 3 of this series at 6:35. My thought process with a Lightning delay this late in the game, I thought they would just ultimately call it, but I guess we're still going to wrap things up. You know, at most levels of baseball, I feel like that's pretty unheard of. If you get through 5 complete innings, it's usually ball game. But apparently we're resuming tomorrow at 5:30, so that changes the dynamic of a lot of things. We will resume with a 2-2 count to Vinny Salvione. Tomorrow night, Salvione, Smith, and Murphy will be due up. And then the Knights in the bottom half of that inning will look to come back. So no bull of the game tonight because the game is not over. Of course, I'm not going to jinx it by picking somebody and then say the Knights come back and score 5 in the bottom of the ninth and walk the Elks off. You never know. But I would love to know if this is a normal occurrence in the West Coast League because it feels odd that we are going to resume this game tomorrow at 5:30. Regardless, that is the ruling. I'm saying so long to you guys from up here in the broadcast booth on one of the weirder nights, not only on the baseball field with 25 combined runs or with 23 combined runs, but with the weather. All night long, looking at the radar earlier this morning, was expecting the possibility of a Lightning delay, of this game maybe not even happening. And the rule is if you see lightning in the area, you got to wait 30 minutes, and then you can then resume. But the lightning just continues to shine on the night sky. Chaos throughout, on and off the field. 14-9, 2-2 count. Just like you see it up there on your screen is where we'll resume tomorrow. As always, I'm Aiden O'Neill, signing off from the broadcast booth. We'll see you on Thursday for a doubleheader, I guess. We'll call it a single game and an inning starting at 5:30. Have a great night. Take care, and we'll see you then.